So here we are with episode 9 of The Demon Girl Next Door. Last episode, we were introduced to Mikan, our second magical girl, and we'll just have to see how she continues to change the dynamics between Yuko and Momo. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access on the YouTube memberships. But other than that, let us get started. What happened? Yeah, what did you add? Around your back? By showing... What? She's over like, too much fucking trouble, dude. Just keep the default option on. Final exam. We did mention the tests and everything. Look at her tail. Acknowledge me. Or you have to get stronger. The brain. No, not your horns. No, in terms of... She's the fucking translator. She... Alright, that is not... Alright, yeah. Oh shit, showing her grades. Oh, we have to beat that! Oh shit! Oh, you certainly look like a gym rat. Or acted like one. Oh well, Mesopotamia. Lilith is from... Yeah. Oh shit. But like, your history... But her history might not be what the actual history wants. Yeah, the people who write the history. She's just eating rice. Oh my god. Was that how her lunch was before? Oh my god, that dog is... Anyways, as I was saying, if that was her lunch before when Anri was looking at, I'm like, what a fucking... You can't decide what do you want to eat first. It's just rice. Rip. How to be Ishin and any... Is this Yahoo answer? Yeah, come on now, you're a demon girl. So they were butting tails in the beginning. Yuko is chaotic good, isn't she? Damn, fucking getting her. Family! Oh, fucking got him, dude. Why don't you just put her in the bag? They're not going to check your bag for a fucking statue. I'm serious about my... Oh shit! Oh, now she feels bad for cheating! Uh-oh! We have not seen Mikan this... Shadow Mistress. Why did you put it on your table? Tell her I'm a thermos. It's extremely big. For Alright, let's put your studying skill to the test. Maybe you should have studied during your crisis management form, huh? That's what we were talking about last. Oh god, that's a long pencil, I just realized. 88. Oh shit! She scored an 88 by herself though, that's fucking good! 7. The witch... Lilith? She was doing her own test? What? What? Oh, she's trying to make excuses now? Oh shit, accusing her of cheating! Oh shit! She... Oh. Oh shit, dude. She took an L. You respect me, unlike other people. Wow, that's such an Asian mom response. Wait, Anri? Wait, Anri knew that you were gonna cheat? Says the girl who accused her of cheating. Oh, she wanted her to... It's only flattery. She means it. She says that she's about to fucking trip again. Or she just forgets her. Oh my god! Oh my god! No, that is a gag I am all in for. Oh, that's so sad. New refrigerator. Y'all can finally store food again, huh? Hopefully nothing bad when the refrigerator comes get delivered. Meanwhile, aww. Oh, hi, Mikan. Oh. Okay. Cossack dance of the... A Cossack dance? You can do it in the theater! Come on now, Yuko. Your tail's really convenient. I'll even take you to the hospital. I'll pay you for your insurance. Shamiko. Well, it was like, you're saying I'm dead? Her tail is just like, yes, please. Because she's old. She's in the fucking cup holder. Still as a fish of what? I was wondering why, like, her tail was, like, looked like it was wrapping around. My... Over 6 minutes? Jesus Christ. What? What? She's cheering for the enemy. Well, at least she's breathing again, right? The villain's lost. Even Lilith is crying. They're the underdogs. A nickname. Oh, she's decided. Call me Shamiko. Oh? Oh, of course, she's the one who's going to be in that fucking show. No. She's a fucking otaku who just came back from Comic-Con. No. Oh, they're trying to do a tsundere act. Thanks for the invite. My son. Oh, having hot pot. She's like, I don't. She's already like, God, the couples are fighting. I'm out of here. Is that Ogura? When you're overexcited to share your stuff. Yeah, ain't it the occult club? The ritual. Oh my god, what are they? Are they summoning a demon? She just summons Shamiko. Oh, she's just talking about it. Oh, dude, 4D theater is fantastic. Alright, that was just a chill episode. Alright, a rather slice of life episode. Not much to, in terms of, the lore and everything. That's totally fine. I was wondering if we were going to get Mikan this episode, and we did, so that's good, that's fine. But I'll have to go back and look at some stuff again. You know, they showed this white hair girl, and I just don't know who she is. I suppose we'll see it later on. But I guess, with what? Why can't I suddenly... Yuko! I'm just... I only had Lilith in my head there. But it kind of made me think about... And just from what that one screen that I just saw from the preview, I assume next episode is just Ogura doing her ritual, right? And then... And then Yuko's just gonna be like, oh, I guess we'll just keep it a mystery. Keep it a little, you know, gotta keep you, excited for the next episode and what's gonna happen and all that. It's just a little fucking breaking the fourth wall and all that. Hold on, I have to look at it again. Late for the ritual. I wonder what ritual, but I figured it should probably be best if I ignore that. Plus, the main theme of that episode was cleaning up all the garbage and dealing with Mikan's problem. It's better if mysteries like that just stay mysterious. But I guess we'll find out in the next episode, huh, Yuko? But alright, I'm going to write my notes and we will get back to the center. Oh, she added the... Okay, I was trying to figure out what was the difference. Hold on, I do want to see what is... Yeah, so she just added The little fucking flap right there, and that's it. Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about the fact that they drew this right here. They're trying to imply other things, you know? She just doesn't have a busty chest. She's Alright, I'm gonna get out of this scene. That reminds me, I finally get to see what her freaking shirt says. So if my blood sugar level is dangerous. Why, because she fucking drinks soda all the time? Wait a minute. She drinks Coke Zero. There's no sugar in there. Wait, no, I think I might be confusing the Coke Zero from Reborn as a vending machine. I think she's just drinking regular cola here, so understandable now. Okay, so we've got a thinking Yuko, right, about how she wants to be acknowledged. And then Anri comes in, right? Something on your mind. And so she says, let me guess, by the look on your face, you're having trouble deciding on what to eat first. And I'm just over like, I hope it's not the second lunchbox that we saw where all she ate was just rice. Because if so, God, I don't know. That's not, wait, hold on. You do get to see a little bit of her, it's just rice. And also, I saw this one too, just Lilith's statue, just like, oh! Oh my god, I don't know why. It's like, maybe if I liked Anri more, I'd probably be like, eh, whatever. But like, it's it's just a feeling of like, you know that she's poor. And then you're like, I don't know, like, and then you're gonna make that joke, like, oh, I get it, you can't figure out what you're eating in this lunchbox of just rice, right? Because you're fucking poor. Alright, anyways, I have a lot more fucking Anri issue, but we'll get to it later. Summer vacation is coming, okay. Our bloody feud with each other is in a totally different category from a friendly duel. Yeah, of course, like your bloody feud from the previous episodes before you got into debt with her. And then here's Anri, who is just hamming it up, as we kind of figured in the way that she was telling the manager of that job that Yuko says that she's still working, so at least, you know, understand, you know, she has a job, so that's fine. But like, Anri's just really out here hamming shit up, like saying shit that like Yuko wasn't even showcasing, like saying, Shamiko telling me she feels depressed because you haven't been taking her very seriously. Which is like, I mean, she feels a little saddened, but like, not up to the point of depressed. So she wants to beat you in a duel of wits and get you to think better of her, which, I mean, yes. Shamiko was crying about it earlier while poking at her lunch of plain rice. Yeah, Anri, yeah, so it was just plain rice, and Anri just... You know, I kind of have an idea on why I don't like Anri, especially in particular, right? Even now, we're like in episode 9, and like, I still just don't fucking like her. And I'm starting to figure out why, and I think it's because she reminds me of myself in middle school and like in like first 2 years of high school or whatever. So it's all like, that's who she kind of reminds me of. And it's unfortunate, but you know, as I've grown up and as I look back at myself during like high school and like during middle school and even in like elementary, right, all I think about is, wow, what a fucking asshole. You know, I fucking shouldn't have done that, and I hate myself for that. But, you know, I move on and all that. But Anri is making me think about all the times that I've done to other people during, like, high school and all that. Specifically girls, right? It's just, like, doing through these things that Anri has done, like, I have also done when I was in high school. And I don't particularly enjoy doing it as much anymore. You know, I still do it to, like, some friends, but, like, I don't do it at this point of, you know, I know when to shut the fuck up. I know when to not make fun of them for certain things. Right, and not to say like make fun of, I just mean like to tease them for certain things, right? I don't go like all out as I do, but yeah, I think I kind of had that idea it's been floating around in my head for a while, but I just haven't really come to the acceptance of it. But I think that's most definitely the reason why I don't like Anri. So you want a friendly duel. If I win, will you give up on having a fun summer vacation and immerse yourself totally in training? Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, you mad at me? Yeah, not at all. I just want you to give up your summer, that's all. To make up for the handicap, Shamiko will agree to dumbbell lifts time however many points she loses by. Jesus Christ, dude. 100 is, like, too much. Especially for someone like Shamiko. Wait, I just realized this whole thing, despite it being on an area that Momo is bad on, even though her weakest subject is history, she still gets like a 75, which is like not bad. I mean, technically that would count as like a C when we really think about it, but you know, whatever. That's still a passing grade. I don't give a shit. But wait, hold on. I have to look at this whole thing again, because like even though it's still on Momo's bad thing, like this bet is like all geared towards Momo, isn't it? What? Hold on. Because like the only thing that Yuko wants is to win and have Momo acknowledge her as a worthy foe, and that's the only thing that Yuko's got to get out of. And if she loses, she's going to have to give up her summer for an intense or immerse herself in training with Momo, and she has to do 100 times dumbbell lifts depending on how many points she lost. That's such a fucking like, Anri is just out here the one who's negotiating this whole thing, but she has negotiated in favor of Momo. It's so fucking bullshit. and Yuko, who is the one who is like, when Anri is like, oh, but you should work on this, and she's just like, oh, my horns? Of course she's not gonna fucking think any other thing about it. But yeah, this is definitely not to her advantage at all. Dude, this whole thing with Lilith talking about like her time in Mesopotamia, and then here where she's like, oh, this was just around the time when I got sealed away, so everything felt fresh and I wasn't such a sore loser. Sag, boys, sag. Don't you want air conditioning in this apartment? Claim your victory against Momo. Okay. Refreshing. Okay. I was the perfect cosplay. Alright. I was wondering at first, I was like, why the hell does she has to hide in there, right? She's just a fucking statue. Just put it in your backpack or something, right? Does she really have to be like outside? I guess like she's working on like a connection and everything, like a fucking Wi-Fi connection. But I was wondering why she had to be in there in the first place. And then after the fact that Lilith talked to the teacher and the teacher allowed her to do the test, which is very funny. I suppose the entire class knows about Lilith, the fucking talking statue, and also the fact that Yuko's a goddamn demon girl, so I guess the idea of just keeping her on the table wouldn't work, so understandable. Also, I don't like losing. Okay. That's why she was a sore loser when she lost, right? 95 points. So that's... defeated. 700 dumbbell lifts. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, like, at the point where Momo said, I think you've got the impression wrong. I've never taken you lightly, right? And I don't like losing. At that point, technically, kind of a win-win for Yuko. I mean, for Yuko and Momo. right? Yuko has to give up her summer and all that, but now she knows that Momo has taken her, it's always taking her seriously. But still, that bet, that friendly duel that they've made, it was still all in Momo's favor. And it was because of fucking Anri. Oh, so Ogura is top scorer. Of course she is. And then Lilith scores number 3. The witch who governs over darkness. Lilith-san. what a long title. Why are you gonna list up top scorer? So, you're a fan of Mesopotamia. So she took the same test. Damn, dude. Well, I mean, in terms of like what I was talking about in terms of like history, it's not really me saying that, oh, Lilith is dumb or whatever. I'm just saying that, you know, her history might be different from how people write history, right? Because history is in the eyes of the victor and all that. And so I was just trying to wonder if like the way that she thinks about the actual history, would it align with what history is written, you know, for humans and all of that. And it seems like the way that she remembers it aligns with exactly with the way that history was written. So there's that. And also we know that she functions as a paperweight for the most part on like a bunch of magazines, so she often finds the time to like read stuff. So she does get she is still like absorbing information, to which, you know what, I'll write down my notes. I lost the shamisen. Oh, she's a sore loser. So Lilith is always hanging out near Shamiko's bag, so all the textbook and handouts for tests were offered to her. She must have cheated during the test by looking over all of those for the answers in her sealed space. People can't know that she's cheating if she's just got it in her magical space that no one else can't see. Lilith just over like, you know, it's never even occurred to me. And also I realized that Lilith in this spot is like, in this imagery, she's in her crisis management form, essentially. She did say that if she or the demon girl is in that form, they'll be able to, and their abilities get enhanced and stuff, right? Well, that reminds me, Shamiko, you told the teacher that I was your precious ancestor and not just a paperweight. As a demon girl, you may be pretty weak, but out of all the people I've met in my life, you're the most bad at, you're really bad at living life. Jesus Christ. Your failure has further postponed my great revival and planned tour of the world's hot springs. Ancestor, is that why you were so insistent about making me cheat and do other bad stuff? My planned tour! I already heard as much from Anri, but you really can't bring yourself to be underhanded. In the end, I did lose to Lilith. I bet you are frustrated. It's not frustrating or anything. And then, yeah, and then this is Yuko feeling jealous. This is what she wanted. And it's Lilith who's getting it instead. Rip. Okay, so Momo says, I already heard as much from Anri, but you really can't bring yourself to be underhanded, huh? So does that mean that Anri told Momo about Yuko cheating, right? About the fact that, hey, Yuko is planning to cheat on the test. Which, again, continues to put it in Momo's favor, and it pisses me the fuck off. And if there's one thing that I don't like, it's somebody who is like this, where they just can't keep their fucking mouth shut. It's like, you either play for one team or you play for the other, or you're the middleman who does nothing. And Anri is obviously doing this to just fuck Yuko over, and it pisses me off. It's just like, stop. Stop fucking exposing all my fucking secrets. Stop telling people shit that I've never said before. And like, when I was being a little fucking shit in middle school and high school and whatever, And like, I've gotten in positions where like I've known information from both sides, right? If they're having like some friendly duel or whatever, or something that, you know, they want to keep a secret of, I'm able to keep that fucking secret because I just rather, like, unless I know that it's going to break or break someone or whatever, right? Break a relationship or whatever. But usually then I kind of just like, whatever, right? You tell me the secret of yours and you don't want, and like, I assume that you don't want it to be said to anybody else. So I'm not going to fucking say it. I'll just let you do whatever the fuck you want, right? And so that's why it just pisses me off that Anri is just over here telling everything. And it's like, okay, like, whatever. Anri, I don't know, tries to help in her own way, right? She helped got Yuko her part-time job, which is fine. You know, it's whatever, that's cool. But I still don't like her. In fact, this episode just makes me hate her even more. I'm so fucking upset. Oh my god, you know, maybe it's also the fact that we haven't seen Anri as much during these episodes where we're more focused on Yuko and Momo. There was that one time when Momo gave her the laptop and we saw, like, Anri being a little fucking shit. Right, but like, I feel like this is when we've got just a little bit more of her in the first half anyways. And god, dude, she came back with a fucking vengeance, that's for sure. In terms of the tale, right, with the way that they've explained the way that Yuko wears her feelings on her, wears her heart on her tail. Instead of her heart on her sleeve, she wears it on her tail. And Mikan's just over here like, oh, do we need one for her ancestor? Right? Like, she's technically a person, but like, I'll be honest, you could probably just sneak her in if she just shuts the fuck up. I don't know, but people know about magical girls and demon girls too, I would assume, right? So I don't know. I don't know how much people in the theater would know about this whole thing, but then again, right? This is the way that Yuko is. She doesn't want to. She wants to do everything correctly, right? She doesn't want to even at the chance of like, oh, just sneaking ancestor in, like, oh my god, she now owes money to the theater or whatever, or she's going to get in trouble or whatever. But here in this part where Yuko is like stone-faced, but she's like, oh, I'll pay the price for my ancestor, right? I have enough money for working a part-time job. And her tail's just all shaking and shit. She's just like, oh god, I have to spend money for the two people. Very fun. Or I suppose Mikan did say that she was going to pay for her stuff, right? Hold on. I'll pay for your ticket and you can eat whatever you like. I'll even take you to the hospital. So Mikan is paying for Yuko's tickets, but Yuko is paying for Lilith. Alright. And you know, we've got this hair thing that's been showcased in both magical girls. You know, maybe that's just their thing. where Mikan is just over here like holding her pigtail, I would assume, or her side pigtail or whatever, right? She's holding that when she's like nervous or whatever, or anxious. And then we've got Momo who kind of does that too. Let me see if I can find it. Kind of like right here where Momo feels, she feels a little pissed off. She feels a little mad, right? And she puts her hand on her hair. Very fun. Here's another one from Momo where she feels, she feels the L, right? She lost, and then you see that I don't have long enough hair to do this. But, you know, she's like curling her hair, everything with one of her finger. Very fun. It's kind of like the idea of Yuko's tail and everything, right? So I like it. Also, I will say the way that they drew the nails here. Whew, what the heck? It's that like one particular line to show you that this is where the nail ends. Whew, oh my god. I enjoy that. They're just sitting here and Mikan just has Yuko's tail in lock. Yuko can't even escape if she wants to. Oh, I see what Yuko's doing now in this page, because I was wondering what she meant by like, oh, I gotta check her pulse. Yuko's just over here like, come on now, I gotta make sure if your heart's still beating. The battery on my sun visor is going to die soon? My sun visor. What kind of reason is that? These fucking tears, dude. Why do all my attempts to do what feels right always end up going to feel the opposite of how I intended? Well, you're a tsundere, so. Okay, so just stay calm, it just keeps going. So the magical girl later took responsibility and paid compensation for the broken popcorn machine. The extra popcorn was gathered up by the demon girl, who took it home and happily ate it for days after. Noise. So they went to Momo's place, and this is just, I keep wanting to call these soybeans, but they're not soybeans, they're something else, and I currently can't remember what they are. Bean sprouts, there you go. Bean sprouts, tofu, and cabbages. That's the only thing in here. And like, I don't even know what the broth looks like, if it's just water or whatever. I don't know, but I did want to see this scene again. So this is Mikan saying, look, I didn't leave you out because I wanted to go and have fun. I was doing this for research. And so there's Momo, it's like, I'm not bothered by it at all, but her eyes are deader than usual, as Mikan says. More dead than they normally are. Meanwhile, Yuko's just over here like, look, food is ready. Y'all want to eat or what? They don't even have fucking bowls. Make an offering of ponzu sauce to me. The tofu's ready to eat. Okay, so you used to be a lot more energetic back in the day. What happened to you over the last few years? And so Yuko just decided to fucking leave. The time have come. So let's just start eating. Wow, looks delicious. Okay, and then what was the just don't give up. Navigate your way through touchy situations and become a demon who knows all the best ways to react. Momo, the hot pot is on. If you don't pay attention, you're gonna burn yourself. Alright, so that was episode 9 of The Demon Girl Next Door. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was an alright episode. It felt very much, very similar to like the first 2-ish episode, 3-ish episode, where it really feels like that feeling of slice of life, and then there's that frustration that I have with Anri, but I think I've already spoken enough about Anri during my note-taking session, so I'm not gonna go over that. In fact, I'm not really sure what I want to go over when it comes to like this episode, because this episode was just really, it was just there. Right, and as I said, it really just, I mean, even in episode 1 and 2, there's still, like, some stuff about, like, the lore and stuff, but this one was simply, it kind of gives me vibes of, I believe it's episode 9 of Bocchi the Rock, which is very funny, because, I'm just saying that to say it, but it's not funny. But it is, I just do find it interesting that I think episode 9 is the same as, hold on, I have to look at it. Yeah, so episode 9 of Bocchi the Rock is the Enoshima Escar, and I thought that episode was pretty whatever too, because it felt very slice of life, and there really wasn't a lot of stuff happening. It was just characters doing stuff. And so that's the same feeling that I have for this episode. I made a note in the beginning where Lilith says the fact is that we gain more power by showing off more skin. It's an issue in our bloodline, which I suppose it's kind of similar in the idea of like a succubus and all that, right? Especially with Yuko and Lilith being able to penetrate other people's dreams and all that, so I feel like that's really the only thing, and it literally it's the an excuse of like some sort of fucking fan service. Which I'm just like, okay, whatever. I will say the one thing that we did see a lot in this part of the episode is, well, not this part of the episode, but in this episode, is seeing Momo be upset, and and also just that small little conversation that she and Mikan has while Yuko's just over here, you know, like she doesn't want to be a part of this drama, so she ends up leaving. But it was that conversation let me just head on over to it. Towards the end, where she says, you used to be a lot more energetic back in the day. What happened to you over the last few years? And I suppose we can kind of see that small bit of energetic-like in the way that Momo transformed, right? In her transformation phase. We can kind of see that, except, you know, it's all slowed down for us. We wouldn't be able to see that if we didn't get the slow time. But then there's also that talk about where Mikan said in the last episode where, oh, she used to do this really cute spin and all that, right? She used to really put a lot of effort in her transformation and whatever. But now here we are in this situation where Momo is very stone-faced, she's very dull, and as Mikan says, your eyes are normally dead. Or in the way that she says, your eyes are deader than it normally is. And then she goes into like, you used to be much more energetic when you were young, to which, you know, I feel like a lot of people tends to be a lot more energetic when they were young. They're kids, they've got a lot of energy. And then as they grow up, the world just fucking beat them down. And in Momo's case, I guess the world beat her down early, before she even got out of high school. That's usually the time when the world fucking beats you down. That just does give us a little bit more tidbit on Momo and, you know, what has happened during the time that Mikan is gone that made her to form herself in the way that she is right now. But in the other cases, as I has mentioned, with the way that Momo feels a little more upset, right? Where I suppose that goes into the idea of Momo is opening herself up just a little bit more for Yuko. And so she's allowing herself to feel this sense of being upset. And and which is also kind of funny that she's just over like, oh, so this was your impression of me this whole time? That I'm just some fucking gym rat who only has muscles? That you don't think that I have brains? Which, it's like, I mean, as much as it is, right? You don't really showcase it to Yuko. Right? The only thing that Yuko sees a lot when it comes from you is how ridiculously fucking strong and how, you know, of a muscle for brain you are in the way that she sees it, right? So, can you really blame her for thinking the way that she does, right? If this is the impression that she's got. You know, it's only here to showcase that, hey, I've got more to me, right? I don't just have muscles for brain, alright? These muscles in my brains are also good for other things. Unlike Yuko, am I right? But yeah, we saw Momo just, you know, having this tad upsetness, and then we see her taking the L from Lilith, and just seeing how much of a sore loser she is, because she had told Yuko, right, I don't like losing. So here she is taking an L from Lilith of all people. Like, how the fuck dare you? You must be cheating. and this is like the time that we see her like really upset, right? As upset as she can be in the fact that she's just out here accusing Lilith of cheating. And then later on, when we see Mikan and Yuko hanging out together, Momo's just out here watching, you know, the movie by herself, and she sees these two, and she's just like, well, I guess it's nice to see that you guys are hanging out with one another. Anyways, my sun visor needs recharging. I'm going home. and then just fucking Mikan being the person who's like so worried that she's over here like, look, I didn't invite. We didn't go out just because, you know, we didn't want to leave you out. Like, we didn't come here just to have fun. We were here for research. And it was just so funny. And it's like, you know, Momo, we do get to see this rather upset and petty side to Momo, which is fun and interesting, right? We're getting to see more side of hers, as some people have noted in the comments, that she is starting to open up a lot more, right? She's starting to show other type of emotions, even if they're very muted. I've never really had this sort of feeling before, but I can uh, there was this skit that I remember where it's like, oh, when you introduce your two friends together and they get along well with each other more than you do with them, right? And it feels bad, right? It's just like, oh my god, I can't believe these two are just getting along so well, and I feel like a third wheel, right? So in that sense, I can kind of see that's how Momo feels, right? She also feels that sense of FOMO, or the thanks for the invite sort of feel. So, understandable. I've never really felt that myself, just because I keep my friend circle very, very minimal, and like even the people that I introduce with one another, they're still just kind of, they're still just kind of there. They have their own little barrier that prevents them from talking to one another, but it's whatever. That's their problem, not mine. you know I mean, I do try to encourage them to talk to the other, because they keep fucking telling me about how they want to talk to the other to the other people, but they just feel like they're gonna bother them, and I'm just like, just do it. Stop being so fucking afraid. So I don't really have that issue, but again, when it comes to this idea of Momo showing herself more, I do enjoy it. And I've already mentioned Lilith and everything. I enjoy the gag that we're continuing to have now that Lilith is more talkative, especially she's able to interact with other people. And so it's just so funny that we had this part where Lilith felt happy that Yuko treats her with respect, right? Because other people usually says she's like a paperweight or whatever, but here's Yuko who is saying, did I say Yuko or anyways, whatever, you figure, if I switch up names, you can switch it in your brain and help me with that. But Yuko says, this is my precious ancestor. I want you to put it in a place where she's safe and whatever, right? And Lilith feels happy about that because she's just been beat down. She's a sore loser. She's been taking L's after L's this whole time. But here's this one person, her descendant, who is at least showing her some sort of respect. And then it continues with this part where she's forgotten. And then there's just tears coming down, and she's trying to play it off like, oh man, that silly Yuko, that silly Shamiko, she's forgotten me and her gym clothes. Ow, I hurt my fucking stomach from doing that outburst. Ow, my muscle. Oh god. Okay, my stomach is still hurting, but towards the end, we see Ogura wanting to say something. She wants to spoil some things for the next episode, but she's over like, oh, hold on, we gotta keep this a secret first, alright? We gotta keep this a mystery, as Yuko says. So, she did mention that Ogura is, doing a ritual and stuff, so I wonder if, that's she's doing a ritual soon, right? Unless she's already done it. Hold on, let me go check what was she saying before. Let's see. I forgot. Ogura is in some sort of weird club. I'm going to be late for the ritual. Yeah, so she technically already did a ritual. I'm gonna have to rewrite that. But I would assume she's working on elixirs and stuff, so maybe that's what she's going to try and share to her. Or if she's continuing to do the ritual and stuff, right? And she's gonna, I don't know, she's gonna summon she's gonna summon Yuko. Yuko's just over like, what the fuck? But we'll just have to see what Ogura has in mind, because the reason why Yuko was able to transform into the crisis management form in the first place is because of Ogura's elixir. So, we'll just have to see what Ogura has in store for Yuko and such, even though Ogura wants to use Yuko as an experiment and whatever. At least we're getting some sort of positive thing from Ogura, so that's fine, I say, with an exacerbated breath. But other than that, don't really have too much else to say. As I said again, pretty alright episode. I am excited to see what Ogura has in store and how it's going to affect Yuko and continuing on with the story and all that. So we'll just have to see when it happens. But if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.